Continuing Celtic Myths and Legends by T.W. Rolleston. Chapter 1 is called the Celts in Ancient History. The earliest references. In the chronicles of the classic nations for about 500 years previous to the Christian era, there are frequent references to a people associated with these nations, sometimes in peace, sometimes in war, and evidently occupying a position of great strength and influence in the terra incognita of mid-Europe. This people is called by the Greeks the Hyperboreans or Keltoi. Keltoi is the Greek name, not Celts. The latter term being first found, Hyperboreans, Hyperborean. No. I don't remember what the Greek is actually, but that's sort of a Latin. The term being first found in the geographer Hecataeus about 500 BCE. Herodotus, about half a century later, speaks of the Celts as dwelling beyond the Pillars of Hercules, i.e. Spain, and also of the Danube as rising in their country. Aristotle knew that they dwelt beyond Spain, and they captured Rome, and that they set great store by warlike power. References other than geographical are occasionally met with even in early writers. Hellanicus of Lesbos, a historian of the 5th century BCE, describes the Celts as practicing justice and righteousness. Ephorus, about 350 BCE, has 3 lines of verse about the Celts, in which they are described as using the same customs as the Greeks, whatever that may mean, and being on the friendliest terms with that people, who established great guest friendships among them. Plato, however, in the Laws, classes the Celts among the races who are drunken and combative, and much barbarity is attributed to them on occasion of their eruption into Greece and the infiltration over mid-Europe, Gaul, Spain, and the British Islands. Okay, he speaks of Nyrax, a Celtic city, and Marseilles, a city in Liguria, in the land of the Celts. Fragmenta Grac, I don't remember the long term of that, but sacking of Delphi in the year 273 BCE, their attack on Rome and the sacking of that city by them about a century earlier is one of the landmarks of ancient history. The history of this people during the time when they were the dominant power in mid-Europe has to be divined or reconstructed from scattered references and from accounts of episodes in their dealings with Greece and Rome, very much as the figure of a primeval monster is reconstructed by the zoologist from a few fossilized bones. No chronicles of their own have come down to us. No architectural remains have survived. A few coins and a few ornaments and weapons in bronze, decorated with enamel, are with subtle and beautiful designs. Enchased are repousse work. These, and the names, which often cling in strangely altered forms to the places where they dwelt, from the Euxine to the British Isles, are well nigh all the visible traces which this once mighty power left us of its civilizations and dominion. Yet from these, and from the accounts of the classical writers, much can be deduced with certainty, and much more can be conjectured with a fair measure of probability. The great Celtic scholar, whose loss we have recently had to deplore, M. de Arbois de Jubainville, has, on the available data, drawn a convincing outline of Celtic history for the period prior to their emergence into full historical light with the conquest of Khazar, and it is this outline of which the main features are reproduced here.